All right. Good evening, everybody. What's up, y'all? Jamie. What's up? Hello? Oh, what's up? I think we're good. Oh, I think it's Happy New Year, dude. 2026. No, no way you're saying hello from the South Pole, dude. That is the that's super sick, dude. That you probably the only person to ever watch or listen to me vicariously, since my voice is in the South Pole, then technically I am too. So add that to my list of places I've been. That's sick. Yeah, let me pull up the chat real quick. South Pole. Diabolical. All right, and then try this. What's up? Oh, I didn't mean to. One second, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so there's nothing on the screen. Damn. All right, good to go. Trying. I'm live on TikTok, so we'll see how well that goes. Um, Probably not well. What's up? What's up? All right, let's do this. So today we had a pretty wild day, actually, if you ask me. ETFs did do their job, kind of stayed or excuse me, yeah, propped up, broke outside. And this one was kind of one of those pullback retest, hold the 684.24, break over the top, and of course we did successfully with these 2 hour candles reach up and touch that platform via punch back here. And that is currently where we're sitting. So you got to make a decision, because there's nothing really coming from this other than you're speculating on a potential rejection with the empty space underneath you and the gaps, or you're vying for a potential punch back into new highs, because that is the trajectory that we're looking at now. Zooming in, right? We haven't really reacted or triggered anything on a lower time frame to sway me in either direction. Obviously, if you caught it today, awesome. Um, But as we get into the end of the day, I would like to see 688.72 to kind of turn the tide potentially back up. Any loss of 687.50, again, we have all of this space from, I might speculate on something to the downside. We'll see as we, again, close the end of the day and take a swing there. QQQ had a pretty interesting day. Stayed in range, so that is weakness. So whenever we do decide to fall or to rip, but mostly if we decided to fall, we can tell that buyers are not enthusiastic, so I would assume the sellers are. Nothing about this chart really screams anything to me other than you are holding the floor here at the end of the day. Same floor that we had over here to our left is what we're holding here. And we did tap our overhead resistance, which is extremely meaningful and does trigger a move to the upside. I would assume probably because of how much pressure is being put down on QQQ. I would assume a massive green candle would be right up into that 631, 632 level. But if you're taking that, there is some speculation behind it. It would be lagging against the other ETFs. So, I think if anything, maybe the Qs with the gap to the downside, depending on the contracts, you could speculate on that. But I'm definitely going to lean a little bit more to one direction. I want to see how we respond to these floors as we get towards the end of the day. But with today's momentum potentially continuing into tomorrow, seems high probability. IWM absolutely screamed. I did not leave enough runners, but that's okay. Lower time frame, we have escaped the clutches of that 253 level and have tapped that high. Moving over to the 4-hour time frame, we have another high, which I would assume going into tomorrow after a pullback retest would likely be in our cards. The reason I say that is because, again, this is that previous floor we're trying to hang on to. And so it might need a retest tomorrow to kind of springboard up to that overhead target. And we do have to contemplate whether or not this can move up into the 257s. But as far as what levels we are holding, we've got this box right here, 252.82, and your first green candles to your left, right here on the 2-hour at 253.38. So definitely some play action available here. What play am I thinking of getting in? Definitely looking at IWM. I have PLTR, JBL, Lulu, Netflix, Oracle, and Bull all looking at them or already trading them. All right. Now, I think that today's move puts a lot of pressure on sellers, putting their backs up against the wall as we get to the close. IWM, SPY, and again, end of day, I want to see us respond well. And it could be that even tomorrow we see a 680, 687 retest. It's kind of interesting, right? Your wick to wick, same previous resistance that struggled 689.38. It's the same thing that you tapped today. So, I mean, here's the deal, right? Because I'm gonna point this out. If you took this on a lower time frame, which we talked about day trading these ETFs potentially, in order for me to go long, I would want to see this candle green, right? Not pulling back, not, or maybe it already has pulled back and retested and then wicked up and its pressure is up against that overhead. So as we get towards the end of the day, right, with a pullback like this, it's giving me time to get in. I don't have to fucking feel like I need to get in for some reason. It is a-okay to try to wait to make a decision here as we close the end of the day. So your live is not recommendation restricted or eligible because it contains unoriginal and reproduced content. This is absolutely nutty because the only thing on my screen is a chart. There's no music. There's nothing. Absolutely diabolical. All right. Now, I want to talk about a few things that have been moving in the right direction. Today we saw XYZ as well. That one ended up taking out these. And listen, hands free, no touchy. You guys, if you go look back on Sunday, if you go look back on any, that was we talked about the imbalance target and we tapped that on the dot. Is that bad? No. Is this any sort of extreme pullback? No. Can it come down all the way to 67.32 and retest? Yes. Will that happen underneath that wick? More than likely. How do we figure out if that's going to happen? We move to the lower time frame. As far as I'm concerned, right now with XYZ, and you got to be ready for the journey because this fucker is not, it's like the Oregon Trail. You're going to get there, but you might get to Stinnery. Who knows? But we're building, right? We've already shown that support is underneath us. Same thing here, 5-minute box, 67.70. So we've got room to build, and again, if you have the proper expiration, you should be looking good. Lulu, not my favorite price action as we get here towards the end of the day. And I did talk about the potential of shooting up. We hit 216.50, but we pulled back and we did retest. And that does put us in danger because now it's been 2 times. And what you'll notice about this is, and this is where you can kind of see ahead. You dump fast, you fill up all the empty space. And instead of building and moving through, you fall fast, you hit the floor. What do you think is happening here? Right? What are we doing when we do that? Now, we could be pulling volume up off of the top of this box, right, on the 30-minute and on the 1 hour. So we're pulling and extracting volume, but what do we do? What do we want to fucking do with it? We want it to be utilized. We want it to show that it is there. And we want price to fill up that empty space and trigger squeezes, push price forward. Did we get that? Exactly. So as we keep moving down, right, in a way, we're not only not taking out necessarily sellers, but realistically, we're pulling the volume that protects this price from falling further down. And usually, going right back to 1, 2, 3, it's the 3rd time. You've exhausted the opportunity. Imagine I try to sell you something 3 times. Monday, show up. Hey, you want to buy it? Like, not now. Second day, same thing. Third day, you're like, all right, bro, get off my fucking porch. I know some of you guys would have me off your porch the first day. Now, I do think it's worth exploring whether it can go up because it does look like it will retest 215. If it gaps up to do so, get ready for an ass handing down. And again, if you are attached to this, if your arms are wrapped around Lulu's waist and you're on your knees begging it for it to stay, you're in the wrong business. You got to be ready to let this fucker go if that is the case. Because if it falls down, it's got too many vulnerable areas, bam and bam, it has to keep its foot on the gas pedal. Stopped at a place where price looked a little bit heavy, so build it. Now, again, has it done that yet? No. But if you go to the lower time frames on the 5-minute, everything is mapped out, right? It's like magic, right? So what do we think is likely to happen there? If we gap down, honestly, probably not bad. Gap down, gap fill, trigger squeeze, all of this overhead pressure gets turned into buying and we run. Do you have the right expiration for that? No. Adjust. Yes. All right. Don't give a don't care. Like, you don't care, I care, but don't care about it. Just do it. Idea, is it something from your camera? Maybe a Monopoly? No, because my camera's not on TikTok. My camera's not on TikTok. So there's no reason. All right. So Lulu looking interesting. Let's see here. Celsius living on a fucking prayer right now, but it's given it's doing shut the fuck up. It's doing what it needs to do. It hasn't fallen yet. If you're looking at where you need to stop out, right? There's a little gap down there. I think that kind of mostly has been filled. We do and can acknowledge that there's empty space up above us. We're building a box. Price action's natural tendency is to veer down, retest, and break back up. So again, do you have the right expiration? Yes. Cool. No. What the fuck? All right. Don't talk to me about Mara, dude. I'm broken. I'm a broken man. I said I wanted it. I didn't get it. Uh, listen. Has anybody noticed that Pinterest volume is growing? Did you notice that the retest that we talked about at 2622 happened and you yanked yourself back up? I did, and I do, and I am waiting for confirmation. Are they buying Pinterest? What was the news on this? Somebody Googled that for me. I th- yeah, it was like black. That would be the shit. Yeah, that would be the shit. Listen, the setup. Listen, you know that Rumpelstiltskin meme? I swear to God, I couldn't. I'm wearing socks. Thank God. And they're copper fiber socks, so I can't really bust through them. But if I could, I would, because this setup. Oh my God, dude. Yeah. Damn, we're just gonna get a whole string of the Rumpelstiltskin memes. Yeah, I've got $30 calls, $29 calls. I've got January 23rd. I've got January 30th. Um, this is actually a great example, Landon. Right? I have a base. I am looking towards the end. There is nothing but empty space and a punch back up above me. So I have a week, right? And we don't have that break or a trigger now. So already this is a 2 week, add 2 weeks. You've got a break overhead at 28.11 and an imbalance, right? So that's three to 4 weeks automatically. So per resistance, I typically add a week. Again, you can and should acknowledge how that stock runs. If it's a little engine that can't sometimes, then you need to have an expiration that will let you hold through that. And that typically could be, there's like AVGO, dude. Just add a month to whatever you think you thought. At least for me, I don't know. We could talk to Poppy Chad about that one. Alrighty. Insert Shrek. Oh no. All right. Now, Jamia, which, listen, this is the reason I'm here. Young Jamia. I don't know why I have this chart over here. Young Jamia has a weekly setup. And for a second there, I thought we should short this. It was very wrong. I didn't, so doesn't matter. 24-hour time frame. You're coming out of the consolidation. You got the 1, 2, 3 off the bottom. Oh, Rumpelstiltskin shoes. And there's nothing but the top up here at $15. I investigate further because that's my job. I look at that price and ooh, a little bit of empty space. Perfect. 1461. We'd like to see that possibly tomorrow. But zoom back out. Use your eyes. We could be in for a big surprise. I'm sorry. There's no I didn't need to rhyme that. But yes, over $15. I have a target of 1750. So, expiration, it's the weekly chart. We are just now leaving the box. We have 1435 and which is imbalance on a wick and $15 2 weeks. We have the imbalance in the empty space 3 weeks. We have the target so you can go 3 to 4 weeks out. Now, because Jamia doesn't usually break out, and when it does, because I'm acknowledging price action, acknowledging price action, acknowledging price action, and acknowledging, I mean, you could just look across this chart, right? So when it gets moving, up or down. That was me right there, baby. It does. Yeah, so well, I'm gonna go and look at those in just a second. But this is something where you can go with a shorter or closer to the money, right? So if you lose, and this is a good opportunity to talk about that. If you have a strike price, say of $17, or that's a target, and so you're like, I'm trying to buy those, and the spread is just absolutely wild. That is where you go closer to the money, right? Try to reel back into where the volume lies and you sit there. Is it bad to have a closer strike? No. But I will be exploring this with shorter expiration options. 11 days, 1550s or $15 strikes. Look juicy. It is pretty high probability coming out of that area of consolidation. Having time behind the contract should help, obviously, mitigate any risk. Hey, buddy, you better fill me or I'm going to fucking... Yeah, the spread on the 1550s is a little bit too much. You can obviously deal with a $5 spread on the 15s. So, what are we being? Adaptable, right? Because we don't want to, oh no, the spread price on those contracts, is too far away. That's all right. You can do something about it. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, my boy. Oh, you know what popped up today? Or was it today or it was last week? Hold on 1 second. Roku. Is anybody still in Roku equity with me? So if I had a newsletter, I'd be writing about this one, right? There's a journey. I don't know what's going to happen to Roku. As far as news, I don't really give a shit. Maybe they make a Neuralink and now I can change the channel with my ass. I don't know. Twitch your cheek and the channel changes. But this is filled with empty space coming out of a base. Why is everything I'm saying rhyming right now? It's gonna drive me nuts. And we just have a wick to clear at 116.75. I think looking at this even on the monthly, not bad, right? If anything, looking at this previous structure, maybe we get into the 160s. How it's traded in the past, not really a big fan. Stop loosing. Yeah, you got to stop loosing. Per Rusty Rod. I'm something of a scholar myself. All right. Hold on 1 second. You don't want to fill me? God damn it. Pause. If you clip that, you're fired. Yeah. Let's get him out of here. Let's go ahead and get him out of here. You know what? I can't even talk to my broker. I can't even talk to my broker. You sick bastards. All right. Go ahead and drop your request. Good. That's right. I'm going to send a bunch of people to raid your store and get in line, a long line, dude. An hour-long line. Out. You got it. But they're only going to buy like a piece of bubble gum. He said cash is cash. All right, go ahead and drop your request. I'm going to fly through these. I'm going to let you know if it looked good, if it looks bad, or good and bad. Please let me know which direction. If you don't tell me which direction, I'm not going to do it. Fuck. I wish I could describe the feeling that just ran through my body right now. But that was electric. Yo, that shit has me kind of wigging out. It's got to be soon. You look, hold on. Oh my God, don't you dare. Oh, I'm about to turn into Jimmy Neutron right now. All right, let's peep game. Check this out. You might be thinking, well, it's down. Okay, that's fine. When it gaps down or breaks, cool. Line me up. We'll take it down to 17 buckaroonies. Right? That obviously needs to happen with a candle close underneath 1857. So don't go fucking rearing back quite yet. I do not like shorting the floor, and this is a perfect example of doing so. Oh my God, look at that candle. It's breaking. Yeah. So is your P&L. The next day as that candle fully engulfs. But how could we tell? Right? Little gappy, pretty fast dumpies, right? So when we get that gap down retest, price moves pretty fluidly through it. So how are we falling now? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Nice. Nice. That weak. Nice. So, be prepared for a little flipperoni and cheese, dude, as this thing possibly still cruises down underneath 19 bucks and moves down into that 1860 floor, or maybe even down into that 1850. But I don't short floors because this is with that empty space up there. Oh man, that's how you turn sellers into buyers against their will. What the hell? So anyway, fire, absolutely fire. That one gets alerts set everywhere, right? Set it here. Also, little trick that I forget myself. What is it? Control? Yeah, hold control, grab the line, right? Start lining it up. Right there, remember, because we need that 1950, 1930 to break to start moving in the right direction and just set alerts. Is there a hotkey for that? Yeah, Alt A. Alt A is the hotkey for setting alerts. Let's try that out. Very cool. No fibs today? All right, very cool. Did you put where'd you put those in? Live trading chat or in the live trading bubble? Oh, that's actually a crazy screenshot. Oh no. The post in your chart section in the free Discord or in which one? Trying to find it. Oh, like literally in the poster charts. I got you. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Hood upside. So as long as you can acknowledge that this is a range, right? Which is true. Good candle closes, good your ability to kind of spot those is perfect. Obviously, that is what needs to be recovered. And yes, because of that candle close against 124, that is where we would like to see that break up. It is already retested. It's closing pretty close up against that. So not bad. Good chart. Do you have 24 hours with extended hour data? Extended hours? Micron technology. So yes, and again, this is probably a lower time frame box. I would make sure that you kind of zoom it. Like that right there can't be called a box where it is. It can't. It is a range and more than likely a box down below. But make sure you drop down into whatever 15, 5 minute, whatever's necessary to find that structure. Um, I'm not sure where this is coming from, this box right here, so we need to clean that up. There's a candle closed green right there and an empty space up above you. So a line on that floor, knowing that if you can recover that point, you likely will retest this one. So looks pretty good. He said, let me slip it in. Whoa, hold on. All right, get him out of here. Let's go ahead and get him out of here. Where's the Sandman at? All right. Lyft has got my attention. Honestly, I feel like with Lyft. Hold on, let me sec. Let me see something real quick. Let me see something real quick, like. I could feel it in my plums, dude. Oh my god, look at the cost of the Quantrax. And they're super affordable. God dang! Yeah, we like that. All right, Oracle is a failure. Today, it fails, at least for now. With that sort of nasty wick, you're coming back down, right? More than likely, I would be, ooh, god dang it. If you can hold, that would be some sort of Christmas miracle, but I highly doubt it. This channel is likely going to expand or yeah, so technically this isn't even a box. That was the range. You retested it. So I can give you a 191.30 retest and maybe 187. But with that sort of wick up and out, ooh, you better bounce hard. But yes, to your point, yeah, it does look. I mean, if I was looking at this down, I think I would be looking at this where I circled. Yeah, I am. I think Bull was looking. Yeah, Bull had a pretty good day today. If you guys anybody has equity in that one, looks. I mean, if you're just looking at this from a fucking W, a child like triple bottom, whee, right? You got three big bounces off the bottom. So if anything, I think we should see the $9 area. All right, let's see your Roblox up. Okay, I like what you see. Sometimes, John. I like that you're seeing these things. 82.55. A gap up over that would be absolutely fantastic. Now, Roblox seems to be lacking some serious volume. Hold on one second. Let's do something. Yeah, you build these tiny little baby bases, a baby base. So, I mean, I guess that isn't acceptable. And then the 24-hour candle closing green right there, you're just looking for a break. It usually starts like this with the nasty wick underneath you. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, over 82.50, target 80 to 85, 75. You said XRP is ripping hard. You know what's mad funny is this dude, I was playing Battlefield earlier for a second, and I hear this guy and he's like, dude, I wonder if XRP is gonna rip. So I swear to God, I went and looked at my chart because I already knew Bitcoin was gonna keep ripping. I was like, dude, I was like, this shit's about to blast. I was like, yeah, I think at that point you were already that over that high. I was like, with Bitcoin fucking ripping. That's all he was. Yeah, look at Bitcoin. Anybody in here, anybody crypto watch Sunday Live or Friday Live? We talked about those wicks that just ridiculous. Got me thinking about crypto. All right, let's keep going. We got what time is it? 8:47. Let's keep it pushing. IBIT 50 seconds. All right, I'm just gonna look at your chart. I'm not gonna chart it. Brother, what are you doing? You don't ask me that kind of you don't need to ask me that. You look at yourself in the mirror. You're the boss. You the boss, Philo. You if I'll say I'm impressed. Great job. Your charts are always magnificent. You don't need me anymore. You got all the tools, dude, for your spirit journey. Yeah, brother. Trust you. Trust you. You got it. I'm serious. Write that down. Maybe try to remove the watermark. Maybe. Maybe. I didn't think about that. That could be it. C3 AI. Listen, AI has a fucking still has it. Come on, we're building data centers the size of fucking Manhattan here. So if that doesn't scream, look at these pockets. I don't know if that's what I need to name them. I don't even, I don't really care about it, but it's empty space in these little pockets, little pocket space. Um, it's not like in between two structures, like here and here. I'm not a super big fan of this, but today's high is worth setting an alert on. I did. You called it on Bitcoin. Oh, fuck yeah. Perfect. All right. Yeah. Tesla. Fila, I hope I didn't offend you or anything, man. I just want you to see how, I mean, you got it. You know what I mean? I don't want you to, I don't want you to question your charts. If you came to me and you're like, yo, I'm getting to these plays, I'd probably consider doing the same, you know? Good shit, my boy. Yeah, Philo's doing well. All right, Bitcoin pins. Yep, okay. And then let's see, Tesla 24-hour candle. Not really impressed by anything here. I don't really see, I see upside very plain and simply over 458.67 on the 24-hour time frame. Um, oh boy, this is tough. So this is one of those ones, man, that you get. When I look at this, my instincts immediately start me. Like, okay, take your time. More than likely, tomorrow, pullback, I would be watching for a 449.67 bounce. How you respond to that and how hard you bounce will determine whether you have the volume to break through this. If you don't, you'll quickly retest and then you'll flush down to 445, 445.50. At that, and this shit might happen now. Yo, is somebody controlling my light right now? My light is, you guys seeing this on YouTube? Like, like my light, somebody's changing the color of my light. Nobody else has the remote except for me. I swear I'm gonna put it right here. You guys don't think I'm lying. It's just a ghost. But I think that Tesla can absolutely provide a lot of day trading opportunities in these pockets. I see, here's the thing. I know that this gap has a high probability of getting filled. You don't want this to really lose because look, right here, that's your floor. So like it would kind of suck to see this thing fall all the way here, but knowing how Tesla works, right? It wouldn't be outside of the question to stay bullish as long as you hold that. But smoking the devil's bride. Nah, man, there ain't none of that. None of that, my boy. Yeah, so I'm gonna repeat myself. Technically speaking, Pinterest is kind of hot dog doo doo water. It's got a gap down underneath it. Like some of these things are a little worrisome. Luckily, the contracts are pumped up enough for me to not give a shit. And I'm now waiting. And I think it is too. Got a nice big fat chunk of orders up here, right? A volume pack, if you will. And so with the empty space underneath you, I could see Pinterest giving us a little dipperoni again. Again, we're waiting on confirmation, whatever that may be. But yeah, I'm still on board. All right. DKNG. So this is not um I would actually, okay, so you're above the wicks at 37. You're obviously outside. First candle closed outside of 35.85. So you gotta let it do its thing, right? The first target on the 24-hour time frame is this wick of $38. The 4-hour, right, doesn't really show anything up above us. It does show us kind of retesting, and we do have to look at this and understand that if we are unable to keep building or gap up or push off of this, that will likely retest that open of 35.98. If you go to the 2 hour, this is exactly where we wicked off of. If you look over to your left, right, basically the floor of that range. So now it's up to DKNG to either build or build and get that break up into 37.50. Looking good. Out of all the setups you were in, which one speaks to you the most? Like, which one do you like the most and why? I like Jamia a lot. This one just kind of felt like a no-brainer. Still, I mean, yeah, I like Jamia a lot. It doesn't usually do this, and so when it gives me the opportunity to for something relatively straightforward, I'm pretty excited about that one. Pinterest is not necessarily. I just want to trade it, and I haven't really felt like that. Or not Pinterest. I'm sorry. Lyft. Sorry, Lyft. I haven't wanted to like trade something like in a while like this. Um and it's not like I need to be right on it, because if it falls it falls, or but I mean like in the immediate like day, but having the pockets of empty space above and below, the tension that this is providing, I don't know. I'm really excited about this one. Hardly ever do we get this many bounces off of a floor, so I know that whatever move we get off of this setup is going to do its thing. Whether that be filling up down or bouncing back up to maintain this, which, again, channel wise, we have the possibility of moving down to our target, right? Or we have the possibility of staying in here. So, regardless of which way it goes, I have the opportunity to make money, and I'm going to. I like this one. I don't know. I don't like Oracle. That one's off my watch list. Lulu is still definitely a top contender right now, but I do think that there could be some drawback with today's, which I'm prepared for. And you could possibly be prepared for as well if you want to start stretching out into the 190.50s. If you're long, you can call it a hedge, and then if you have to bail, you can make money to the downside. But yeah, that's what I like. I kind of missed Netflix today, but that one did not end up doing. I missed a Netflix for a little day trade, but it did. Yeah, it went up to cost basis or the 50% mark of the range, wicked the top, and then came right back down. So looks like I didn't really miss out on anything. All right. Yeah, Jamia. Um, Jamia. Actually, since I first pointed it out in the Discord, it's gone up quite a bit. Celsius also is, again, it's pointing down. It's not a swing that I would be looking to take now because I think there's some consolidation to be had, but all right. Anything else? What have we got here? It is 3 minutes to the bell. 3 minutes. JPM down. Shorten the banks. If you're at all-time highs and you have nothing but empty space underneath you, it is only this. I am, yes. Yeah, I'm probably going to trade it down tomorrow if we have the opportunity to do that. I see a brief retest down. Yeah, so right now your stop loss would have to be 334.55, and you are at the imbalance 50% of the way. You notice I'm here on the 3 and the 5 minute because I'm doing whatever is necessary to figure this out. If that's what I want to do. I don't want to do it, but you can. So down here on the 5 minute, I can clearly see my floor at 334.55. So if you retest that, reject it, fall, it's 332.34 underneath you that you would likely had to be heading down to hit. So, all right, PDD. No. No. No, no, no. Nope. All right, fuck it. I folded. How the fuck is China going up? 123.75. I think this looks interesting. The contracts are have been dropped on their heads. But I do like it up to 120.80 tomorrow. And then if that breaks, because this is kind of a big overhead wall, you'd be looking up into that 123. So what do you want to do to this? We did it. What do you want to do to it? So it's like NVIDIA. Man, there's a lot of overhead selling pressure. Dude, you're failing a punchback. You're failing a punchback. So if you do not get this moving in the right, and this right here, it's got to be read and react. Look at that nasty, nasty wick. But you held. So you're literally, I mean, it doesn't get any much more wedged. There it is. Beautiful. All right. Yeah. By the way, we did add only the workshop to the list of things. Obviously, if you're listing on TikTok, can't afford or whatever, I don't want you guys fucking trying to dig into your pockets to fucking get this. Keep watching. Keep watching until you can buy it. Straight up. Because then you'll know whether you got it, got what it takes to, or if you have the ability to learn this. I give out enough information for you to do it. But uh if that's something that I know a lot of people have been asking me about that, so that is available. Anyway, Snow? Sure. What the fuck did I just do? There we go. Sold my silver. Oh, buy more Neo. Good lord. Uh Man, I don't know if Snow has what it takes to get moving all the way up there today. You kind of retreated pretty far back down from that overhead resistance of 226. Other than that, I mean, you can kind of measure that out. Look at the 4 hour. That 4 hour candle close is 227. You've got a nice little range right here as well at 228. This is going to be your bypass key for continuation to the upside. That actually gets a great deal more detail as you move out to, yeah, look at that. So it is absolutely 226.93 that will give you a move to 229, I believe, if this is ripping in the right way, 234.25. You. The fucking bane of my existence for a long time. But now is a worthwhile investment. Well, somebody actually mentioned this the other day. That was a perfect signal. Candle close. God damn it. Candle close directly up against the wall. Sellers don't step up. You got obviously energy behind you. The 4 hour shows that you have found your place here. You have not rejected. This shows strength, so I'd be looking at the rest of that empty space, which I see a target of about $20 immediately up above you. I guess it's not. It's 3. Rocket Lab. Well, that does actually look like it might rip ass. That's a very strong candle right there. Decent candle close. If it is, it'll happen by the morning. ONDS. Oh, RR. Lord have mercy. Somebody asked me about this a while ago. I don't remember who or when or why. Damn, I gotta get my memory checked. Holy shit. Yeah, you fucking damn. Okay, so you are in that area. Got the floor. I have 1316 cost basis. Yes, TTD tomorrow. I forgot about that one. Shit. I guess I gotta add it to the watch list. I mean, it'd be really, 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 really nice to pull back. But I think with a good expiration, you could try to look past this and start looking at, I mean, maybe even an equity play. My preference here though would be like anything else you retest either here. And I think one of the things I'd like to do a class on retest entries. And I might ask TTI to hop in on that one because candle closes outside of boxes. Um, Typically end of day with no resistance, they're going to keep moving. Um, but a lot of stocks will retest the structure that they break out of, and if you've missed that entry, that's your best bet. Um, or if you were waiting on that, a lot of people will wait for retest to make sure that you can. Um, well, conditionally, if you see a big candle blow past it, that's typically where you want to see a retest. So, yeah, you could absolutely. You're gonna get in trouble, dude. You get in trouble posting pictures in the trading chat, dude. Ivy's gonna get you. Israel is putting ads on my YouTube channel. Get out of here, dude. Are you joking? That sucks. That hit your imbalance. 50% of that empty space. So actually this might be a perfect little retest, John, right there. Yeah, either A, build, or B, but yeah, you got perfect nice little pockets of empty space up here as well. I like that. I like either retest at 371 or continuation into that floor at 410. Well, both actually. Isn't real spending 3 billion of our money to on pro propaganda. Yeah, dude, you can't. They'll never come back from it. So never, ever. It'll be generations of people. They're never gonna forget this shit. Think we didn't forget 9/11? Shit. All right. SoFi, I have not. That one needs to punch through this structure here. Let me see if 2 hour. Can't really call it a box. Can't really call that a box either. Oh, dude, 100%. I think they're trying to blow the world up before that happens, though. That's it. By God, that is it. If you get above today's high, start looking up towards 3110, possibly all the way the fuck back up. Now, what you really need to mark out is where do you need to hold, and it looks like, yeah, you did. Yeah, it looks like you've retested it. Yeah, $29 flat, and you're building right around it. So nice little empty space right up in there as well. Nice fluid candles, so that should provide an opportunity to head back up. But it is a wide fluctuation in price, which likely means there is, watch this, some sort of channel here, like that. All right, folks. What the hell does that mean, dude? I don't think they can, dude. There's a giant blue light up there. $32 would be the ultimate empty space target there. Yeah, maybe not. I know you hate Walmart. I do hate Walmart. Yikes. I mean, that could be a short signal. It's not lost enough. I mean, you did lose. You lost it with pretty much empty space, though. You did fill up that empty space up above. So, I mean, one could be contemplating a potential punch down. And I guess it really can't call it a punch, right? Huh. That's pretty damn huh. So by no means does that mean that this stays up, but that this is clearly a universal trend line here. I see I can't help but see a downside move, my boy. I see a move to 109. That's what I see. The only way that that doesn't happen is if you break it back outside of 1272. But to me, this looks like a punch down. I mean, I might even flip my chart upside down. Yeah, if I was bullish, I'd be, or if I was, yeah, I can't help but think that thing possibly is gonna dump. Alrighty. We'll put that on the back burner. Oh my God, I have 16 text messages I've missed. Good God, who is top? Need more wood from Racked Wood? Just reply reload and we'll drop some more off in 36 hours. Damn, dude. They really capitalize on wood now, on fucking firewood. Watch, that shit's public. Nope. Alrighty, folks. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Hope you guys had a good day. Today was a pretty wild, lot of random pops, kind of market wide cues. All that tension that we kind of built on the lower time frame definitely exploding back up. But we'll see what tomorrow overnight brings. I'm excited to see with all this empty space above and below. But otherwise, yep. By the way, I'm posting a lot of YouTube shorts now because they don't seem to care about what I say. So, if you're looking for those, I'm probably going to be posting less and less on this TikTok account. Um, yeah, probably end up just kind of like slowing down on all of it because I mean, there's literally nothing on my screen and I can't move without getting banned. So, but other than that, I will see you guys later. Have a good night. Peace. Oh Lord. Also, last thing, if you have Forza, add me on PlayStation and I will race you. All right, never mind. Now I won't buy.